Ooh, baby. Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video here on, where else? YouTube. It's your boy Nummy, hanging out, drafting some more Crimson Vow for the meanwhile. Let's just jump right in. I'm at the end of an 8-hour stream, so feeling fresh and hot and spicy, and by that I mean I'm tired, but that's okay. The draft must go on, the content must be provided. Pick one, pack one, Howl Pack Piper. I haven't actually had the chance to draft this card maybe more than once, but it is very, very good. Clearly at its best in a werewolf deck where you can really utilize the Piper ability. And then, yeah, on the backside, it just goes and digs you for some more creatures, so not too much to say here. Solid pack otherwise. You have like a Fleeting Spirit, Purifier, Imprisonment, and like a Flame Blessed Bolt, but we gotta take the pipes, and we gonna try to do some nice things. Now, I don't want to try to force this card though, so if it's not open, then you don't want to, draft second tier cards just to try to make this work, but I mean, this pack is just kind of bad in general. I don't really want a second pack, or second pick a Vile Spawn Spider, but I might. Because this pack is really poor. If I wanted to just jump in onto the theme, I could take the Ridge Wolf, but I don't think that's correct. Scorpion's like whatever. I mean, I suppose the Weary Prisoner is not like completely unplayable. It's just a card that I do not like. But yeah, this is just a really weak pack. I guess I'll just take the strongest card out of it, which I suppose is the Spider, but there's just not much there to really even, choose from. Pick 3 is kind of similar. No red or green card I want to take for the werewolf deck. Best cards here are going to be like the Edgar's Awakening and maybe the Drogskull Infantry. I'm okay taking the Awakening here, I think. This card's been pretty good for me, especially if you can utilize blood with it. Evolving Wilds would be like a safe pick, but I think here this is fine just to take the reanimate effect. Yeah, man, another really, really weak pack here. I mean, we've seen a bunch of these Ridge Wolves and Epicures and stuff go by, but I just don't really think those are all that impressive. It could be time to just like take a red card though and see if maybe we can move into a different color pairing. I don't mind taking the Lantern Bearer here. It does go okay with the Spider that we already have. But maybe we take the Hypnotist and see if we can do some like aggro vampire stuff. And yeah, glad I didn't take the Lantern Bearer there. I'm just going to take the Blood Celebrant here. We are making a kind of a hard pivot, but there aren't... I mean, these packs have just been completely unreasonable. Trainee is like fine, Courier Bat's okay as well, but we'll take the Vampire now. See if we can do something like this. Take the Blood Fountain as well now over any of these other cards. I could have had, what, 4 Ridge Wolves by now, but I don't think that makes a good deck, so... I think I'm pretty happy with this pivot into a potentially red-black Werewolves deck. Which, double checking my stats, I think red-black is actually my most winning archetype. Let me double check that right now. Yeah, black-red has a win rate for me, at least, of 79%, 34 and 9. So, I'm not saying that this is going to be a great deck, but red-black has my highest win percentage. As we get a really nice 7th pick here between Socialite and Scavenger, rather. Gonna go ahead and just take the Socialite. I've been really, really happy with this card. The thing about red-black is that it has so many creatures that are hard to block, right? You look at the 2-drops. Well, Celebrant has First Strike, so you can combo that with any pump effects or other burn-based removal. 3-drops, I mean, the Hypnotist here can make things unable to block. Then you have like the Trampler, which can still deal damage. 4-drop Socialite has Menace. There's the 5-drop Celebrants, which has Menace. And so, red-black can often just, make combat impossible for the opponent. And if they have like 1 or 2 removal spells, make it literally impossible to block. Pick 8, nothing good here. I don't like the Weary Prisoner. So I might just try to continue cutting off the black cards and take the Mind Leech. Cool, that pack was whatever anyways. I mean, we're wheeling some white stuff too. I do like these trainees. I think they're quite solid. And like Courier Bat's not really doing too much in this particular deck unless I end up taking like the Gluttonous Guests. So this could be a pivot point, but I will just take the bat. If nothing else, it's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer in this deck. Undying Malice, pretty good as well. Because again, your creatures are so hard to block. So, oh yeah, and we're wheeling Epic Cures. Love them. Epic Cures have proved really, really useful. Just because they have a relevant creature type and they make blood tokens. So even though it's just a 1-mana 1/1, there are a lot of upsides to playing this in your decks. Yeah, I'm really happy with the pivot, especially since, you know, a lot of the Signpost green cards we didn't see. A second Malice, or do I want the first Flame Breather? Probably not going to be playing Malice number 2, so Flame Breather just in case. As I was saying, like, we didn't see many of the Signpost green cards like Spore Crawlers, Flourishing Hunters, Wolf Strikes, Mariners, that type of thing, so feels like green is pretty locked out. Yeah, we're opening a sad card here. I guess the Path of Peril is going to be the pick. I still don't even have to be playing red, remember? So this is going to be pretty bad if I'm just running black, but if I end up playing any amount of white, it will have utility. And I could always splash white, you know? Black-red has access to so many blood tokens that it's not hard to dig for your fixing color, so this is a fine pick. It's not some crazy bomb or anything, but there's not really much else here for me anyways. So there's a lot of upside to taking that, and I mean, that's a pretty funny second pick if we want to take it. I feel like I should just take the Celebrants, but man, like, after taking Path of Peril, taking the red-white fixing is... that's just kind of hilarious. I think the Celebrants is a better card. But man, the land is kind of free. Okay. I don't normally make that type of pick, but it's just too funny not to. Pick number 3, we have a statue, which can also help with the fixing of the Path of Peril. We can just take another Socialite, which would be great. Or like a Lacerate Flesh, which I think is the low end of the Totem Pole removal spell. Foreboding Statue is always playable. Turns into a 5/5 later, fixes and ramps you early, so good to take that, I think. Second Edgar's Awakening. I mean, that's probably good enough to take as well. Because we're going to be heavy on the blood tokens, it's not just a dead card. Unless you have 5 mana, we can always just pitch it and then pay 1 for some extra value. Sure Strike and Impulse are good, but let's just take the uncommon. Okay. Another pretty weak pack here for us. I mean, again, we don't even have to be playing red. That's the funny thing. I think we'll just take the Grisly Ritual to stay in black, and because we don't have much removal. But I could see taking like Skull Scab or Weaver of Blossoms if you really wanted to. I just don't see a reason to. Belligerent Guest. Or could take the Sigarda's Imprisonment now. And just be straight up black-white. I don't think we want Ragged Recluse. I'm not huge on this card, even though the Vampire deck is where it wants to be. Is it worth it for these Vampire synergies, or should I just take the Imprisonment? I guess we'll take the Imprisonment and stay open. I don't know about that pick, though. Nothing here but a Belligerent Guest, so we'll just take that at this point, since we had that option previously. Yeah, another trainee. These trainees have been going around super late. I thought I might have wanted to move into white earlier. And if I do move into white, like, the Courier Bats get a lot better as well, right? Because that's where the life gain really, really shines. Courier Bat or Desperate Farmer. think I'll take the armor this time. We already have 2 Edgar's Awakening, so not really necessary to take the second bat. Pretty lackluster. These are the end of the picks anyway, so we're not expecting much. Yikes, like, I don't think we want any of these cards. We might run the Heirloom, maybe, if we end up in that 3-color deck after all. We could be Mardu removal, like Splash Imprisonment, Splash the Path of Peril. Yeah, really sad we had to pass that Celebrant in order to... Well, I didn't have to. I took the Sundown Pass land for fixing, but like I said, it was probably better to take the 4/4 menace at the time. We're going to need pack 3 to help us out, because it doesn't feel like what I'm doing is the best. I think if I had just jumped into the white cards earlier, we probably would have ended up with a better deck. But now it might be too late. We'll have to see. Still a lot of wiggle room, hopefully, as you never know what you're going to open in pack 3 or what you're going to get past. Undead Phalanx, or we'll take the Beguiler, I suppose. I've always shied away from playing the Beguiler, but the card is fine. I said this constantly at the beginning of the format when people were still learning it, but big tappers like this tend to overperform. As we opened a rare land. Well, all of the black and white and red cards are all pretty mediocre too. The Butler's okay, but it's not going to have much synergy in our deck. We could just take the Trainee, which is a good card, but... Man, this is kind of rough, huh? Could also just first pick, like, Gift of Fangs as a black removal, cheap black removal spell. I guess I might actually do that and just stick with the one color I know we're playing. Hate that pick, but hopefully we can find some other stuff to back this up. Alright, some more black and white stuff. Shield Basher's okay. Another Imprisonment's okay. Probably going to be taking one of those, I guess. Yeah, I guess the red is just dead, huh? Now maybe we're just going to be a black-white value deck. We're not even black-white life gain. We're just black-white value. Creature count's a little low. I'm going to go ahead and just take the Shield Basher then. Right side is that makes my Wrath better. Because now I'm not trying to splash this, it's just in our main colors. But this is a messy draft, don't get me wrong. This is certainly not where I want to be for pack 3. Third Edgar's Awakening, no thanks. Yeah, we'll just start taking these Trainees. We need more ways to push them through, but I think Trainee's a good 2-drop. More bats. Okay, Scavenger and Minister are both fantastic. Those are nice. Happy to get those here. Really wish we had seen some more Ministers. Yeah, I think I like the Minister a little bit more than the Scavenger. This card does some major lifting. Gosh, just looking at my white, it's not even that good. But hopefully we can, like, curve out. Hey, another Traveling Minister. Okay. Well, that could actually salvage it. If we just pick up, like, some good curve creatures in white this last pack, we might be able to pull off a deck that is capable of a few wins. That's not where you want to be. A deck capable of a few wins is not very high praise, is it? I'm looking at these Edgar's Awakenings and they're just so bad. Oh man, 3 Traveling Ministers, okay. Well, that makes just any creature playable for us now, right? Every single creature is kind of like a relevant threat when you have multiple ways to pump them up. The life gain supercharged our courier bat as well. Damn, another celebrant. But we just want this 2-drop here. I wish I had like one good bomb creature that I'd want to bring back with these awakenings, but it doesn't look like we have that, do we? Second Grizzly Ritual, I guess. This is... I would not expect to do very well with this deck, let's put it that way. And I'm not sure what I was supposed to be drafting either. I didn't really see any like huge signals that were like, hey, this is what you should be doing, you know? The Butler came back. I don't want to be running this. It just doesn't do anything in my deck. Ragged Recluse with like 4 ways to make a blood token. I guess the double Grizzly at the top end too, but that's so late. It's just another human if nothing else on 2. Hey, a bunch of, okay. Courier Bat, again, a lot better with the triple traveling minister now, so we kind of did end up getting 3 Courier Bats. We kind of did end up getting a pseudo life gain deck going on here. I think we're just going to end up cutting one of these Edgar's Awakening too. Adam and Will is a great great combat, or yeah, just a trick in general to pick up. Okay, I think this deck can do some work. It's not going to blow anyone away, but got some spice to it now. Probably cut the Ragged Recluse. 2 Grizzly Rituals, Socialite, that's 3 ways to make a blood for 5. I don't think that's quite good enough, especially when so many of the ways are expensive, right? Grizzlies are 6 mana before I get a blood. Imprisonment is 5 mana to exile and make a blood, so Ragged Recluse seems like an easy cut here. I could even just go down to 16 lands, maybe. I don't think that's too crazy. I'm seriously just thinking about cutting this Edgar's Awakening. It looks so bad in the deck. And then just running 17 after all. That's fine. I will go end up a little bit heavier on the white now, since we ended up with so many cheap white cards, like 3 Ministers and 2 Perish Blade Trainees. Even though we might have some more black pips overall, the white wants to be earlier. Yeah, let's try this. At the end of the day, I would not rate my drafting very well, very good, or my deck to be very good. So, rank 6 right now. Let's hope we don't. Let's hope we don't spew it all away with this one, because confidence is not high. But like I said, it's scrappy. It does have a little bit of removal. This is the type of hand we're looking for. Turn 1 Minister, turn 2 Trainee. On the draw. But we're missing the oomph. We're missing the cards that say, I win. Can I beat a mountain? Maybe not. Mountain's too good. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying the tubes of the U's. Extra draft content for y'all. Uh-oh. Did we disconnect, or did our opponent disconnect? Ah. They have decided to do something. Hey. You know, it's pretty good with the Wrath effect. A way to get back multiple creatures. I'm in line for that. Ooh, the Ancestral Anger in red-black with the Flame Breather. Okay. Oh, Jund. No blocks from me, as they have a puppy. Go ahead and attack in for 2. Play out the Slay. Wow, this is actually the best I've ever seen Path of Peril. Look at that, 5 2-drops on the battlefield, or 5 creatures rather with mana value 2 or less on the battlefield. Okay. Was a good draw. We can pump the Vampire Slayer. Attack with both of these. If they want to double block the trainee, we can Adamant Will it. Kind of blow them out. Gonna go ahead and put their Weaver of Blossoms first here. Because I think they missed a land drop, plus it's a wolf for the Pack Song puppy. Another, sure. Puppy is now a 3/3. That's pretty annoying. What do I need to draw? I have like the Sigarda's whatever imprisonment that we can draw for that, maybe? Okay, let's pump here. I'm actually not going to play out the Farmer. We're going to go with the Socialite this turn. Because I don't think they're blocking, so... Creature's not going to die. Yeah, this is looking really good for us. Now next turn we can Minister our Socialite and still attack and pump the trainee. Honeymoon Hearse. I've tried to like that card, but it has just not been impressive. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and pump up. Play out the Farmer pre-combat for the flips. And let's see, I think I can actually attack with the Vampire Slayer here too. No, never mind, not quite. Almost. Sure. I don't really mind if the hearse blocks the trainee now. Although I guess they might double block the Socialite at the end of the day. They are going to trade with the trainee. Okay, or rather, sorry, eat the trainee. That's going to flip our Farmer into a 4/3, and then I'm going to go ahead and put 3/1/1 counters on it as well. Could load up on the Socialite too, but I think this is good. And we're not going to quite sacrifice the blood token because it's better off with the Socialite potentially. Sure. Oh, that Pack Song puppy is going to get us. Just a couple more points of damage, huh? It's not like our attacks are bad with the Harvester and the Socialite this turn, it's just They're not winning the game, they're just doing a bunch of trading. So we might just be setting up for like a Wrath. Yeah, I think we're just gonna sit back for a bit. Go ahead and play out both our land and our statue. And don't forget to gain a life. So there you go. That puppy is the biggest issue. I don't have a bleed dry. We just have the Wrath, but that gives them life, and then we have the Sigarda's Imprisonment, but it's a one of, so. Draw some Courier Bats, those would be good. There's Spore Crawler. Another Perish Blade Trainee. Alright, I think we will sacrifice the blood now, pitch the trainee, try to find something else. Not good enough. Aerith on the splash. Okay, it might be time for me to fight. Oh man. So the problem here with the Wrath is that they draw 3 cards and gain 7 life. That's just so bad for us. I guess I'm gonna wait a little bit. Land and an Abrade, okay. This is so awkward. I mean, the longer I wait, the more life they gain. And they're still just gonna draw 3 cards, but I think this makes sense. Oh, they're sending it in. Okay. Guess we're gonna triple block like this. Alright, so I'm gonna gain 7, they're gonna gain 8. But now all of a sudden they can start making some better attacks. They might as well use the Abrade, right? It's going away otherwise. And then we can just fountain back end of turn. Yeah, I think we're setting up for a scenario where maybe they overdraw with Aerith. Alright, I don't find that. This board state looks really bad for me though, obviously. And they're still left with the hearse too if I Wrath. That might be the worst part about all of this. Gonna try to bait them a little bit here and attack with the Socialite. Maybe they block with some Spore Crawlers. Because if they block with Spore Crawler, those cards get exiled, and they only can cast them right now. Nice. Alright. Oh, no, come back! Damn it. Well, the good news about this is that we also baited them to animating the hearse, so now the hearse is gonna die to our Wrath. But they still get to draw quite a few cards. Because now that Aerith is gone, they don't get exiled. So... kind of starting a new game here, but now they have 4 cards. They just pass? What? Can they even have? How does it... I'm super confused. Okay. Maybe they have a bunch of fight effects? Sure, okay. I guess that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, land pass. I'm gonna wait to Grizzly something better than a, currently a 2/2. The only nice thing about casting Grizzly early, right, as soon as possible, is that because I have 2 lands in my hand, I can try to turn those into spells. Another Ancestral from them. Oh my god, this is game 1. 23. I will add a counter. Courier Bat. Yeah, I think I play out a little bit of pressure here and pass. Unfortunately, don't get to do any life gain shenanigans with that, but what are you gonna do? We still don't know what their Black Splash is for either. Wow, so many Ancestral Angers. Their 3rd? Take 5. Two cards left in hand. Sure, they're gonna Rending Flame the statue. Makes sense. It's gonna turn into a 5/5 here in a couple turns. Oh man. I'm gonna wait at least one more turn before firing off Grizzly Ritual. They're gonna play something better than a 2/2. There you go. There's their Black Splash. Okay. Works for me. Did not sack their blood. Okay. Makes sense. They need to find some more action. Discards Mountain. No Wolf pre-combat, so only 2 damage. And once again, pass the turn. Hey, there's the imprisonment we were looking for a lot longer, or a long while ago. But I don't think we're gonna fire off the imprisonment yet either. We have them on a 2-turn clock. They have very little pressure on me. I'm also just gaining one of the 2 life that I lose back. So... And we have the Traveling Minister with the Courier Bat combo, too. Oh, I guess that doesn't make sense. Never mind, don't listen to me. Because if I target the bat with the Traveling Minister, they burn it in response, and then I don't end up gaining life. Man, that was a strange game. I guess the Wrath just got rid of all of their relevant cards. Good thing they activated the hearse. 1-0 after a 20-minute grindy game. Ugh. Ugh. Sadly, I think that's how a lot of my wins are gonna be. Grind outs. And I don't think my losses are gonna be very close. We're probably just gonna get completely rattled. On the draw, yeah, good enough. Cheap removal for an early creature if they're not playing vampires. And we have a little bit of a curve here. Drew a Blood Fountain. Not the worst case draw, I guess. White, red, and Hungry Ridgewolf. Okay. Yeah, I'll offer the Vampire Slayer trade for the Ridgewolf. We'd rather save this for like a Griff Rider. So trading here is fine by me. Yeah, not Belligerent Guest, though. Guess I'll play the Desperate Farmer out instead of the Courier Bat. I don't love giving the opponent blood tokens, but they're gonna get one no matter what here. So I'm just gonna take the hit. Instead of trading and still giving them a blood token anyway. The knife, okay. Land was a great draw, so we can gift up their Ridgewolf, attack for 2 lifelink, play the bat, which grabs back our Vampire Slayer. Nice little grindy value there. They have a Beguiler too, I love it. Alright, go ahead and attack for 2 in the air. A battle of Beguilers, both players with only 1 white source. Higher spawn, huh. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's discard this Vampire Slayer now then. Land, pass. What's going to end up happening is they're going to tap down my Beguiler at the end of my next turn. We have a pretty nice scenario lined up though. Like if I can draw a land, what I can do is Wrath the board. But also like Undying, sorry, I can attack with like my Desperate Farmer, gain 2 life. Then play Malice on my Courier Bat. Unless I want to just trade right now. I guess I have the Blood Fountain too. We don't need to get super cute, do we? Yeah, I think I'm happy with this trade. They get 2 blood tokens, which kind of sucks, but Ancestor, sure. Oh, well that kind of just saves that plan, doesn't it? Let's go to combat. Attack for 2 in the air. I don't know, it still might be better just to fire off my Path of Peril. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because they have a life linker now too, and I don't want them to start gaining extra life back, so let's wrath the board. They get to nug me for 3. They're on the top deck, but they do have 3 blood tokens. And then the ceremonial knife is also making stuff, but I have the blood fountain to make some extra creatures. Rather get some extra creatures back. Do we want to let them hit me and get more? I mean, they already have 3 blood tokens. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna pass here. We'll take a hit for 3. Maybe even lifelink. And get back my 2/5, and I think we want to get back my 2/2 lifelinker so that I can start chaining these courier bats again. The grind out is going to be huge. It's a pretty good draw for them too, damn it. Okay. So I actually have to kill that now. Otherwise it flips and they can pump it up by quite a bit. Oh god, that's a really good draw for them too. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and run out my farmer as well here. I think this play might make sense. I was deciding if I wanted to hold up Undying Malice on my Beguiler too. I might take a bit of damage here. This turn is the only problem. Okay, so they... looks like they might just pass the turn and go for double ping on my farmer. That's fine. Now we can go for the Malice. Comes back as a tapped 3/3. Really need to find another spell and not this bat, because I don't want to cast the bat out. This is really bad. Okay, that works, thank God. Double spell here. Pass the turn, flips their Watcher. They can just pass the turn again, but if they shoot the Basher, then my farmer flips. So it's pretty awkward for them to do so. Which means I should be able to get a hit in with my farmer next turn, which enables the courier bat. What a grind. Yep. So let's go to combat. Pay the 1. Tap down their Ballista Watcher now. They drew a removal spell. Alright, well that'll kill us then. GG's. Yeah, if they didn't draw removal, then we win, basically. We would have gained 3 life, we would play the Courier Bat here. Get our other Courier Bat, play the Courier Bat, get another creature back, but now this is just dead on board. I think I made the right play. Just too bad. Ballista Watcher soloed us hard. They don't even need to do anything, I'm dead on board. I can just ping the Courier Bat once to make it unable to block. Drawing a Braid also works. GG's. I wonder if I fired off my Peril a little bit too early. I think it was fine though, given, again, they had that life linker, but we could have waited a few turns, I suppose. I could have waited until that one turn, or rather to make that play that I was talking about, where I can give my creature the Undying and then Wrath and it comes back. Or maybe the real mistake was blocking the 4-2 with my 2-2 on that one turn. I don't know. I think I made a couple small mistakes there. On to the next game though. Try to grind another one out. Would love to draw something to do on turn 2 or 3. I think we need to attack more than we need to gain some life. That's not a bad one to draw for turn 3, I guess. Yeah, we go Socialite plus hold up Undying Malice next turn's not bad. Belligerent Guest, yeah. Gift of Fangs, once again, not super useful versus vampires. We can pump up our own Socialite, though, if we want to. Creepy Puppeteer, so they can attack for 8 here. Pretty funny. Sure. I guess we'll trade with this one, and then Malice. We'll take 4, they get a blood token. We get back our Socialite. Kinda wanna just make my Socialite a 6/6. Holy smokes. Yeah, I don't think I can use the blood for pumping. I think I need to find action. That's really good. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit all in here. They're playing red-blue, so red's not going to be able to burn a 6/6, but blue is going to be able to potentially bounce / tempo down, tap down. I kind of dig this play. Especially when the opponent doesn't have anything but 1 vampire on the battlefield. Yep, no blocks. Our statue at the end of our next turn might even turn into a 5/5 if they don't have much here. And the Minister plus Courier Bat means if they do kill... I guess they're not going to kill much. Alright, so this is probably just chill. Unfortunate. Yep. So we're going to attack for 1 here. Flip our 5/5. They're missing lands, but they're not using their blood, which is terrifying. They just have too many good cards in their hand. Oof, that's a good one too. That can keep something locked down. Oh man. So they're locking down my minister. Yeah, that's pretty good. I need to draw spells here. Yeah, I think I attack. Once again, going back to the grindy game, so that Geist can lock down my Socialite. Mm-hmm. Okay, another Celebrant. Pass, huh? I guess they have a counter in their hand. Is it even worth it to get back my statue? I guess. I don't have much of a other play. They might just have a Siphon Essence here. Sure. It's pretty obvious, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. Where's my Gift of Fangs to kill that Geist? It's on my Socialite, that's where it is. Okay. I guess we'll attack for 2. So much traveling. Not dead on board, but we're pretty close. They can find 2 points of damage, that'll do us in. I still don't know why they haven't been sacking their blood, like they must have some crazy cards in their hand. It's the only thing that makes sense. Sure. But why are they playing out their 7th land then? It's the real question. Alright, GG's. They got me. Adamant Will would have been a little bit good earlier. But yeah, I don't, again, this deck is kind of a grind, but we don't have much. I'm running both Grizzlies, right? I didn't end up cutting one, did I? Good, no. Guess we just gotta run it back. The draft was super interesting. Like, I'm not sure where I was supposed to end up being. I first picked that Piper, but we didn't really see much to go with it, so. Anyways, on the play here for the next round. Hand looks fine. On the play, anyway. Turn 1 Fountain, hopefully cast something turn 2. If not, we'll just pass. OP also on no plays. Lead off on the farm. No kill spell there. Hopefully we can attack into whatever they cast this turn, but we cannot. Alright. Well, our one win thus far is from a black, or sorry, a red-white deck. It's not good for us. Let's go ahead and smash in for 5. I think I'm just gonna run out creatures instead of trying to rummage. Ooh, they do have a third color. Very nice. I'm gonna go for the Uber block here and pretend that they have nothing. Hey, that worked out. Wow. Trade my 2/2 for their 3/5 pseudo bomb. That went better than expected. Sure. Okay. Traveling Minister. Well, this game's not looking good anymore, is it? Is this deck just bad? It feels like it's just bad. I guess let's attack in for 5. Play the Minister and pass. Ooh, look at that! 2 huge bombs! Halana and Elena, and a glorious sunrise. Well, friends, I think we can probably scoop this one up. Our deck was never gonna beat anything like that. That's very good, obviously. Okay. You know what's funny about Halana and Elena? They even have reach so that the courier bats can't even do anything. Yep. Yeah, good beats. I mean, we tried. Like I said, the draft. I think the draft was super interesting. But no shame going 1-3 with this. Like, I don't know how I was supposed to end up in this draft. And then, yeah, a 1-3. Won the first round versus the red-green deck with a weird Wrath game. But this was just such an awful deck that, well, I don't mind losing to Halana and Elena plus Glorious Sunrise. Like, that's just brutal. Even if I had a great deck, it might have been hard to beat those anyways, so. Another sad turn of events after, man, I was doing so well today on stream too. I went 31-10 in games today. We went 3-7 winners and 2 5-3s, which, as you saw, got us to top 6 or whatever, top 4 even peak. But quick 1-3 and out here. They can't all be winners, but hopefully there's still something good to be learned, because drafting is one of the key elements, of course, not just the playing. It is drafting, and I do not think I drafted very well. Maybe I drafted okay, and the seat was just, you know, my particular draft seat wasn't well suited for, in the end, a powerful deck. But good lessons to be learned still, so hopefully y'all still enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. See you back tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving.